frogs around. We did some reflecting and stuff like that. Let's look at 3 and 7 here on your day's work. Start with number 3. So number 3 wants us to just simply reflect point A over the line that's given. They call it line M. And we want to get A prime on the paper. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what you should do. You want to copy A, and you want to copy the line of reflection. You don't need to get the whole thing in, just a little bit of it. But you want to make sure that there's a point that you can line back up again. And the point that I would choose on this one is the y-intercept. So I'm going to make a mark here for the y-intercept. So I've copied A and I've got the y-intercept and a little bit of this line. So if it's a reflection, I'm going to flip the paper over and I'm going to line that line up with the y-intercept. And now I have A prime right here. So there's something going on here that's kind of special. The thing that's going on is we have these 2 points here. What's the slope of the line, M? So M's M. That's kind of confusing. The slope is up 3/1, right? So if I take, just for the fun of it, and I connect these 2 points, A and A prime, something happens. The line of reflection is exactly halfway between, and the slope of this new line, that's right. It's the opposite reciprocal. The lines are perpendicular. So reflections work off of perpendicular lines. Now you didn't have to write this to answer the question, but it's going to help us if you understand or see that for number 7. Because 7 gives us 2 points. Is everybody with me here on this? Another second or two. 7 is the harder kind of problem. I can't really use patty paper on a problem like this. I have to use math. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to connect a line between these 2 points. What they have is they've got P and P prime, and they're reflections. P prime is a reflection of P. But what we don't have is the line of reflection, and they want us to draw that in. So I'm going to find the point that's halfway in between.
But there's an odd number.
Yeah, there is. What's the slope here? Up 2 and over 4? Can't I go up 1 and over 2? Yeah, halfway between is up 1 and over 2, right? So I've got a point that's halfway between. So my line of reflection is going to have the opposite reciprocal slope to this up 1 and over 2. So the perpendicular slope is going to be -2/1. Now I have a point that's on the line. That's the point that's halfway in between them. So I'm just going to go down 2 and over 1, down 2 and over 1. And what I really need is the intercept so I can write the equation of the line. Uh-oh. But my line falls off the page. Does that mean that I can't find the y-intercept? It's going to be 7. Yeah, up 2 and over 1 from 5. It's going to be 7. So the equation of the line is y equals -2 or -2/1, that's okay, x plus 7. How else could you get that? If you know a point and you know a slope, can you write the equation of a line using a point and a slope?
Wouldn't you just like change, flip the numbers
that's kind of what we did to get the slope. Yeah.
You could just like, so based on what the slope is, you could add it based on the point, like add or minus x and add or minus y. To get like to 0 and then get the y-intercept and then get the x-intercept.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I think that's probably the way I would do it. See if my second method isn't your way. Okay? So I know this point is 3, 1, right? I'm just going to make that a note down here. 3, 1 is my point. Couldn't I use y equals m times x minus x1 plus y1? Because isn't that point slope?
Yeah.
You can get the slope. We got the slope from here. We drew a line between them, and we got the opposite reciprocal, so there's our slope. And then we have the point. Any point will do. You can use this formula, or here's how I would do it. If I saw that y equaled negative 2x, but I wasn't sure what the b was, then I would plug in the values that I have here. So 1 equals negative 2 times 3. Well, that's not true. What do I have to adjust to make that fit? Let's make it work. Negative 6 plus what is 1?
7.
Plus 7. I plugged in the y, and I plugged in the x. 1 equals negative 6 plus 7. That's the only way to make it true. And that's your y-intercept. So you can get it by graphing. You can use point slope, or you can, it's not really cheating, it's just substituting. Substitute the known values. All right. I think that does it for me for today. I'll come around and help out.